Ictus, from Latin, becoming or keeping silent or mute. That will not happen today on the Anthem Podcast. This is Corey.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob.
I got that from my favorite book, The Gilded Tongue.
Yeah, your intros are just getting more...
Overly eloquent words for everyday things.
Your intros are just getting worse and
worse. We will not be mute today.
Worse and worse as the weeks go on. Wait, it started out with that epic, slow build.
Well, what I like is that I don't come up with these things until the second I sit down. And I just looked across and I saw my book and I was just like, ooh.
Got it.
There we go.
Gonna do that. Yeah.
That'll be the intro.
Oh my! How's your week been?
Oh, it was all right. It's I went to 3 Oriole games this week and they won all 3.
Right.
So
that's good.
I'm feeling good about that.
But I mean, they've won a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, they went out west and won the majority out west.
Swept. So nice.
Yeah, good stuff.
And the fact that Tampa and Boston completely gave up is nice.
Well, I don't know that they gave up.
Well, no, they gave up.
They traded away everything and they're just going to try and win with what they got left. But
Boston literally has nobody to pitch for them.
Yeah.
They're trying
to make a trade for Chris Davis. We can bring Chris Davis in. He did a decent job in the 16th.
It's one of those come to the Red Sox game, maybe you get to pitch type contest.
Come out early. Yeah, come out early. We're gonna have everybody pitching.
We're gonna have a pitching contest. One lucky fan gets to throw for the Red Sox.
Be the starting pitcher too. The best part.
And here's the thing. We were talking when we did our baseball episode about who the Orioles should trade for and everything.
Yep.
Thank God they didn't trade for Cliffy because he's out for the season now.
Right, yeah.
But if I had known that we could have gotten David Price for...
That?
Yeah, basically Miguel Gonzalez and Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah.
I would have signed that over 1,000,000 times.
And
what a pathetic trade.
Who's authorizing that trade, honestly? Unless they know something we don't know. That's the thing. Like
David Price is about to get arrested or something like that?
Well, I feel like they'd have to release that. An injury would be the same thing. It's always pending the physical. So,
right.
Although you might take that trade without the pending physical. You know what? We'll run the risk.
Yeah.
If I get one good inning, we're good. It's totally worth the trade. I'm fine.
I'd give up just having David Price's name on the roster rather than Ryan Flaherty. That's how sick of his shit I am at the moment.
We might have somebody who would be very offended at that moment.
How was your week, sir?
Oh my God. I could sum up my week with the phrase, I'm too old for this shit. Last
You're
week,
like Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon.
I am. That is where I'm getting. I'm getting to be the crotchety old black man who just doesn't want to do anything.
I'm one day away from retirement. Boom, 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 boom. Ah!
I keep signing up for this shit, and I'm just my friend's Mel Gibson, and I'm like, this is the last time. No, I'm going to sign up tomorrow again. So last week we were in Ocean City when we were taping.
Right.
And I was there until Friday, off and on. I came back for court a couple times. So I drove probably about 3,000 miles last week, back and forth to Ocean City. Didn't sleep very much, just horribleness. Super fun, but it's that vacation feeling where you need a vacation when you get back from your vacation.
Yeah.
And my response to that was, let's drive to New York for a night. So I got back Friday afternoon. I went into work till 9 o'clock Friday night. Bed, back up on the road, and the trip to New York took 6.5 hours. Because there was traffic and accidents.
Was it on the Jersey Turnpike? Let me guess. Was it on the Jersey Turnpike?
It was. Now, they're doing great construction. They're splitting it all the way down to exit 4. So, in the end, it will move very well.
In 40 years when it's all done.
Right, because I've been through there now 6 times. And I've never seen a single person actually doing work.
Yeah.
I see the machines out there. I don't see anybody actually working at all. So
it's one of my. I feel like this is. I don't know if Glendenning came up with the idea. Former Governor Paris Glendenning.
Yeah.
Came up with the idea, or if he stole it from somebody else. But I pin it on him all the time.
Right.
Is the Paris Glendenning 40-year road work project?
Yeah. Sure.
Where we have 15 things that need to be fixed.
And we do a little bit of each of them?
And we do a little bit of each one over the course of 40 years. And then after 40 years' time, they'll be done, and then we have to do it again.
Right. Keeps everybody in work.
It keeps a lot of people working for 40 years. But
and I got to say, I I always go into the Queen Anne Royal Farms, which is on 404,
Mm-hmm.
and I love hearing the chicken neggers bitch about the traffic.
Yeah.
And I always just love giving them like the look. Like, listen, I'm a local around here, and let me tell you something. If you could get any of your your senators or your state delegates to vote to dualize this bad boy, we want it dualized. The land is there, we're ready. You're blocking it.
Yeah.
You are blocking it, and now you get to sit in traffic. And, you get to sit in traffic this one weekend. I get to sit in traffic every Friday and every Sunday. Go fuck yourselves, honestly. But no, so the New Jersey Turnpike, I haven't seen a single person working there at all. I've seen cops.
Yeah.
Sitting on the lanes that have no car access, just sitting there. And I'm like, more excellent tax dollars at work. Not
right,
only
just waiting for somebody to drive by there too fast.
No,
like when there is a moment to like go through.
Not even doing that. Not even doing that. I suspect what they're doing is they are worried that people are going to, the part that is already done,
yeah,
that they're going to have people like cut across.
And just drive down the
finished part.
Yeah.
To try and get past the traffic. So they have a cop sitting there just to make sure that doesn't happen. So $65,000 a year.
I did see, I don't remember if it was this past week or the week before, but it was pretty epic. 83 was jam-packed.
Yeah.
Jam-packed with people. Because they were doing construction.
Right, in the afternoon.
During rush hour. It was
makes a lot of sense.
Friday, I think.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
But no, it was Saturday. It was right before I came down for the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone's trying to get over to the right lane. Right. It's just massive traffic. Nobody's letting anybody in or anything like that.
Because you jerks.
And there's this one lady of color and a beat-up old, like, 88 Sentra who thinks that it's a bright idea to drive on the shoulder of 83.
Right, course.
Now, granted, the shoulder of 83 is big enough for, like, maybe a bicycle.
Right, yeah, no, but she's going to push through.
But she's just decided that she's just going to drive on that at 80 miles an hour and try and get past all the traffic.
Right, yeah.
Up until the second where she slams on her brakes when she almost rear-ends a cop car. That has stopped all the traffic because there's an accident.
Right.
Not road work. It's an accident that happened probably because of all the road work.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as people were free, they all gunned it, and then there was an accident.
Yeah.
And she like slammed on the brakes, and you have that like the sound of not only the brakes like pressed really hard up against the rotors, but like the like of like the tires like squealing to a stop.
Yeah.
And I hope she got a ticket that she's never able to pay off because that's exactly what she deserves.
Yeah, no, it's that moment Dane Cook talks about where you're like, oh. Damn it! Okay, so close, so close. No, and I saw that all week driving back and forth.
Yeah.
I saw a guy actually cut across the He was doing, I don't know, he had to be doing 100, 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Comes flying past me, sees a cop pulling up into a shop off the side of the road, slams on his brakes and like starts fishtailing and just guns it over the median and back in the other direction. And I'm like, well, that's smart because the cop can't, without following you across the median, the cop cannot travel behind you. But you know that this isn't Mayberry. Yeah. There's more than one cop. And he's just like, yeah, we got a guy coming down the other way. Yeah, coming northbound.
We got a Camry.
Yeah.
It's black. I think the license plate was I-783-297.
Heading northbound.
You know what? If you see any black Camry with 3 of the license plate numbers, just assume that I made a mistake of some kind.
Yeah. Now,
and then you're just pulling over every black Camry, like to the side, to the side, to the side.
But yeah, so I mean, I saw a whole bunch of like close accidents. I almost got into accidents because texting and shit. And using Google Maps, more than texting, I should say, using Google Maps because the traffic sucked. And I was like, there's got to be another way.
I can't wait for Android Auto to come out. And it has like all my Google Maps like right in the
thing, yeah.
Yeah, and it connects with my phone and it knows where I go and
learns that I will take a back road.
Yeah.
I will take, if it is an equal ETA and I have to sit in traffic for 20 minutes or I'm driving on back roads for 20 minutes.
Yeah, Google knows that now.
I noticed that it started redirecting me places. It did that this afternoon. Instead of going down 95, it set me down 1. Like down back roads and then down 1. Equal ETA, but suggestion, like equally TA, but different route. I'm like, yes, we'll keep moving. Thank you.
Keep me on green whenever possible.
Yeah.
Is like my
That's
thing.
all I ask. But no, so I am literally just getting back from New York for the weekend. Drank too much, can't sleep on
in
couches.
the movies because you
I went
you
to
took in our fine new movie theater.
and Jesus Christ, man, like really, how good does a movie theater have to be? And I know you don't really think it's that good, but I loved it.
I will put it this. So we're talking about the Cinemark in Towson.
Yes, the new XD theater. Well, I saw the XD, real 3D, whatever.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fancy schmancy as possible. VIP reserved section for Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
I've seen 3 movies there so far.
Right.
2 of them have been reserved.
How many theaters do they have? Is it just the 2 that have the reserve sections? I feel like, yes, that's true.
I feel like there's more than that.
I don't know. It was really fancy, though, when I'm dressed like a schmuck, and then I go down to the wrong door, and there's like a line of people behind me, and then she's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to go upstairs to the VIP section upstairs.
Yeah.
Just check in up there. They'll tell you where to go. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And I turn around. I'm like, excuse me. I just got to.
Sorry, plebeians. Out of my way.
Excuse me. No, but the end of the movie, that was the best part. The end of the movie, because first of all, it's Marvel, so everybody stays till the end.
Yeah.
So the lights come up like fully up. And you're just like, ah. And I'm walking, and we're shuffling out, the 25 of us who have this special VIP section.
Yeah.
Shuffling out, and we look down, and it's just a crowd. And they're looking up at us with these sorrowful eyes. And I was like, oh, listen, I'll come down and speak with you. I merely need to go use the private bathroom and grab a drink at the bar before I come down to your level.
Here's the thing I don't like about it. Besides the cost, which I think is a little bit too much for...
Yeah, $20 for a matinee. That's what I didn't realize.
Yeah.
$20, I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. That was the matinee price.
Yeah, normally a movie is like 11.
Yeah.
Or 10.50. I think
Well, no,
it's
because
like
it's
the
XD.
going rate for like...
XD's 15.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Right.
So, but the matinee shouldn't be 15. The
No.
matinee, that should be your
But
Saturday night
I went to see Hercules at that theater with my dad last Monday, and we just saw it. We saw it in 3D, but we saw it in like the regular seats, the non-reserved seats.
Well, and did you see XD
The peasant
3D?
seats?
Did you
No,
see
just regular
the real
3D.
Okay, yeah.
And I like the regular seats better. I'll be the one who tells you. Those recline.
The other,
And
the
they're
ones
still
upstairs
leather.
recline,
And
yeah.
no, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
You have to just push back. Just got to push back.
No, because here's the thing. I kept pushing back, and I felt the thing like where it wasn't going to recline, so I was like, I don't want to break this.
Or,
I don't want to break this seat.
Or you should have just pushed just past. It doesn't recline much, but it does recline. Although I was feeling for a lever.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's a recliner, like the feet are going to come up and everything.
Twice now I've thought about like asking an usher afterwards, being like, do these seats recline?
Am I missing something here? Yeah.
Is there a special button? Do I have to hit it like Fonzie? Where it like just kicks out?
Yeah, I know. But no, so you said you like the lower. I just like the VIP. I mean, I don't go to dance clubs.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. As long as I can get up in the VIP section. I don't want to dance with you. I don't want to sweat.
You know what I
bodies.
do like though? It's the ArcLight has this in Los Angeles for all the seats, not just some special section, but the movie costs about the same.
Right, yeah.
Is reserved seating, which is nice. Where you can just like point out like, I want that seat right in the middle there. Thank you.
Well, and I got on Fandango and I was going to buy the tickets, and then there's an accident, and like my ETA went from 3:30 to 4:45.
Right.
When I was in New Jersey there still, and I'm like, oh Christ, okay, yeah, I'm not going to buy tickets. I'm not going to spend $20 on a ticket
and not know if I'm not going to get there.
Yeah. So then I go up there and I'm like, and when I ask for the reserved seating, like it pops up on the screen and you can like select the seat.
Yeah.
It was super nice. If I'd gotten there earlier, it would have been better. But I still got an aisle seat, so
yeah,
that made me happy.
Can't complain.
And the seats are comfortable, and I didn't get any food service or anything. Probably should have.
The food's okay. It's expensive though.
Well, and that's what the guy next to me. He was just like, I was like, "There's no menu." I was like, "Is there a menu or something?" He's like, "No, you order it, and they just bring it."
This is what makes for the best theater ever.
Yeah.
There's a place called Alamo Draft House. I don't know how many times I've discussed this before.
Yeah, and there's the bars, and you put the little flag up, and they come take your order.
Okay, so for people who are unaware, find out where your nearest Alamo Draft House is and go. Just make the trip
to us here. Where's the closest one?
Virginia somewhere.
Yeah, I think I went to.
I went to one in Winchester, Virginia, because I was at a cabin with Aaron for a weekend like 3 years ago. But we went to the shit out of this movie theater while we were in the area, because every single seat, the seats are very comfortable, and in front of you, you have like a bar.
Right.
And you stick your order in the bar.
That's what it is. It's not a flag. You stick the order in. Yeah.
And they have like little tiny reading lights underneath the bar so you can like look at the menu without disturbing anybody and be like, oh, I want a cheeseburger. And you just put it in there and they bring you a cheeseburger during the movie. And if you order things like Coke and popcorn,
right,
things that have like, if you buy a large, you get a free refill type thing, but you never want to leave the theater to get your refill.
They get the refill.
They just bring you your refills.
Now, does this...
And furthermore, the thing I like most about it is that they're fucking dictatorial about talkers.
Right. Which is
like, there was a story about like them taking Madonna out back and shooting her or something like that because she was talking during a presentation at the Alamo Draft House.
Now, if I finish my Coke, and I refill the cup with my own urine and put it up there with an extra order, would they take that out?
I think they would call you a dick and throw you out.
Okay. Does the seat, is it one of those recliners like from The Simpsons that has the hole in it that you could just use as a, when you pull the lever instead of reclining, it flushes?
No.
Okay.
No, they're missing that out.
Because that's my...
But I think they assume that you can either shit before or after the movie.
Is there
only like
is there a catheter,
max 2.5 hours?
Is there a catheter that I can put in to assure that I don't have to leave the theater?
Not yet, but maybe they'll get a VIP section and they'll do that sort of thing.
Well, because the peeing is the hard part. The hard part. The having to leave part.
All I would like is there's some theaters with beds or like couches.
Yeah.
Have you seen those before?
Those are nice.
I would like a instead of like a bed and breakfast, like a bed and movie. Like you go there and you take a nap after your movie.
Or you get to stay until you're officially awake for the whole thing. So if you nap through the middle 40.
Fall asleep for the first like 10 minutes of the movie. They like
let you stay.
Oh God, they'd hate me during like that second to last Harry Potter.
No, they'd hate you because you're snoring.
Well, Aaron took me to like the second to last Harry Potter. I don't remember what it was.
Harry Potter and the exploration of the
Harry Potter
caverns.
Harry Potter and the I can't even come up with a good one.
I'm so tired.
Harry Potter and the magic wand that went too far.
Harry Potter and the show us on this doll where Snape touched you. Anyway.
I find your assertion much unpleasing. That was my Snape.
That was good.
Everybody,
such a good Snape.
Everybody, just make sure when you do the video for this week that you put a picture of Alan Rickman as Snape there.
And I'm gonna
so people can get into the entire atmosphere of the.
Much like the other week, I'm gonna find one that he's making the like what the fuck face.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be the one like that's supposed to be me. What? Huh? Anyway, so what happened?
I do like Alan Rickman's talking though. Especially in like
in general,
in Love Actually, when he's like, make sure you over order on the guacamole. We should watch Love Actually after this.
We should cuddle, have a nap.
Yeah. Aaron will text me. She's like, "Are you picking me up?" No,
we're watching a movie.
me and Rob
handle some business.
Me and Rob are strumming our fingers through each other's hair and watching Love Actually. Don't you understand how podcasting works?
So what were you doing through the second Harry Potter?
Next
to last Harry Potter.
We had to go to the midnight showing because that's Aaron's deal.
I had to, right?
And I was way tired, and I kept falling asleep, and she kept like elbowing me.
Were you snoring?
Yeah, because I'd snore, and then she'd be like, "Wake up, wake up."
Wait, that's not an Aaron whisper. Give me the Aaron whisper.
Wake up! No. So I'd be sleeping, and then she'd elbow me. And she'd be like, "Wake up!" And I'd be like, "I wasn't sleeping." And then 12 seconds later, I was sleeping again. And that whole thing like went on throughout the whole thing. But to be fair, hold on. This was one of those studio moments, like I guess it's Warner that does Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Where they were just like, "Oh, we have one final book. This is the last book in the series.
Let's split that
up into 5 movies." And who cares if the first fifth of the final book is Harry Potter walking through the woods looking for something?
Doesn't matter. No.
Like him just
these schmucks will come and see it.
Yeah, just like Harry Potter walks through the woods, part 1, and it's just I wonder if Ron and Hermione will ever get together.
Yeah, so I was sitting there in that very comfortable chair today.
Yeah.
And I'd heard the Guardians of the Galaxy was good. But I was slightly concerned that I was about to take like a $25 or $28 nap.
Yeah.
Like, it was cool, and I'd been in the car all day. It had been so humid, and the chair was comfortable, and like I had my soda, and I was like, oh.
I almost took a nap during Hercules because it was boring.
Oh, well, yeah. I would imagine.
There's only so much
Why would you go see Hercules?
Well, my dad wanted to see Hercules.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to convince him to go see Life Itself at the Charles, but...
No, not so much.
Yeah.
I gotta find a theater that's playing Boyhood around here.
Bethesda.
I don't want to fucking go to Bethesda.
No, I don't want to go to Bethesda either, but I really want to see Boyhood.
Yeah.
Maybe we should,
Posse it?
Yeah.
And I would say Monday, but we don't have time to do that on Monday. No. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe they'll be playing at an Alamo Draft House somewhere, and we'll just make the road trip.
Make a weekend of it.
Make a weekend.
We're gonna drive.
We'll get the cabin together.
Winchester is a freaking drive.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the closest one, really?
I think there might be another one in Virginia.
Okay.
That's along the 95 corridor.
Yeah.
But it's not like...
On the border with North Carolina?
Yeah, like that part of the 95 corridor.
Right, yeah.
Virginia Beach or something like that.
Right.
Fucking Alamo Draft House, will you please open up a movie theater in Baltimore?
Anywhere, Maryland in general, actually.
Yeah, just anywhere.
Denton really needs an Alamo.
None of your people would understand that.
Yes, they would. They would love it.
Nobody in Denton would appreciate. Here, you want me to do my impression of people from Denton at the Alamo Draft House?
Let's see.
Oh my God, you got indoor toilets? That's too fancy for me.
That's good. That's good. Now, see, except for our problem wouldn't be that so much. It'd be the people coming in their pajamas and their underwear because they're like, well, you know, it's a very comfortable seat and I can eat while I'm watching the screen. My screen at home's about this big, so...
What do you mean you're not playing Days of Thunder tonight?
That's what was playing on my couch before I left. $35 for a ticket.
You ever want me to come back, you better put Days of Thunder on there.
On there?
On there.
Put them Days of Thunder on there. All right, anyway.
Yeah,
so,
we've gone too far down the road.
Oh, God. All right.
But I have...
the thing. We're doing the thing.
Here's the thing. I have a secret for Rob. A special.
Yes. I'm very, very concerned that this is going to involve
Rob is coming in on this blind.
Yeah.
So
seriously, if it's a video of you and Aaron, I know that you actually saw that video of me one time. And
I didn't see a video of you.
It scarred you for life.
Did you show it to Aaron?
Well, I made it with Aaron. I mean...
Oh, you made it with Aaron? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I did see that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where she was saying this looks like a penis, only smaller.
Exactly right. Okay.
So hold on to this for a second.
I'm going to hold on to it. Go ahead.
You would be pressing...
2014-803?
Yeah, underneath the work folder, but don't press it yet.
Okay.
I figured this would be the best
multimedia presentation.
The best time ever to get a live reaction to this. We're going to do a split screen on the YouTube.
Okay.
So everybody can enjoy. I'm going to record Robert watching this. You can see Robert doing his thing with the nose on the microphone.
Good?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
I was nuzzling the microphone. All right, here we go. I can't even imagine. All right.
Hey Rob, I'm back in front of our old place, and I know that this very much upset you because we used to have to walk so far and into the shittiest possible neighborhoods in order to get, you know, fucking just basic convenience store items. We had to deal with throngs of crackheads and the leaners
at the place too,
and everything like that.
It sounds like I'm breathing heavy because I'm walking uphill.
You're working real hard.
Why don't we have a more convenient 7-Eleven? And we complained and we complained, but we ended up walking to Baltimore Street or walking to Howard Street.
My other apartments there too.
Get our various ice creams and such like that. And then when we came back, almost immediately after we left, that 7-Eleven I showed you right there opened up. But I would like to share with you, hope you see I'm walking,
Down towards the
You can still see
Safeway.
our building there in the background
Yeah. My other building is
where
that
we
that
used to
one right there.
live. Walking.
And by the way, that building, that brown building in the back,
I'm
if you're looking at the video,
walking.
that is where that kebabs place was.
Yeah.
I'm now on Saratoga
She's taking kebabs.
and the corner of Charles. And I would like you
Son
see
of a bitch. Are you kidding me?
No.
There's two of them!
Yeah. Saratoga and Charles.
Sons of-
What the fuck?
When did you realize that had happened?
Just the other day when I parked there for the game.
You've got to be kidding me.
No.
Oh, I hate all of you. I hate everyone who owns a 7-Eleven in the entire world. I hate you all.
Two of them.
Two of them, and we walked to the two that would get you shot
Yeah.
on the wrong night. Oh, God.
So yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was going to send you like a Snapchat with just like what the fuck.
Yeah.
But I decided that this was the more entertaining way of doing this.
So yeah, and here's what I'll tell you. There's a lot of fear that went through me about that because for those of you who follow me on Instagram at Robert and Cheek, you would have seen that I posted a picture of the old apartment from the front door of the 7-Eleven and how close it was. And she who shall not be named actually commented on the picture.
Yeah.
And like as soon as she turned that on, I had this terror like, oh God, did he run into her downtown? And he's like, because you were like, you're going to react to it. And
Yeah.
you're probably the only one who would react this way. And I'm like, oh God, please don't be.
Right.
Good crap. And yeah, but the comment on it. Anyway, yeah, so fuck you, 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I will never mention that business. on
Not
this
only that,
podcast again.
I'll say this. It's not any more convenient, but they have a 7-Eleven on Saratoga and Howard,
Okay, yeah.
which is pretty much the same walk as Howard and Baltimore.
Right, yeah.
And then there's another one, too, on Saratoga, like way down, like near... I counted on the way back.
Yeah.
From where I parked my car, which was right across from the kebabs place that Rob was always upset was closed for health code violations.
Where the cheese and cheesesteaks and kebabs
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the C from the health department.
So if I left our old apartment through the back entrance,
Right.
like near Brick Bodies,
Yeah.
I could have passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7-Elevens to get to Aaron's house,
Right, yeah.
which is 15 minutes away.
Yeah. And wait,
6
is that,
7-Elevens.
does that include the one out near her house?
Yes.
And isn't there one in South Baltimore?
Yeah, like right near Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Two
that
of those
makes
and two of
Oh,
them
no.
are there.
And another one, right, not on Charles Street, but on the next street over, Route 2, heading out of town. There's another one.
If I went that way, yeah.
Yeah, if you happen to
But if I went the way that I would usually go, which is like down
395.
Green
Oh, Green. Okay, yeah.
and then cut through Ridgely's Delight.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? You know what one of those 6 are?
What?
Right on the other side of Martin Luther King from Ridgely's Delight.
Sons of
Where,
bitches.
you know the Zip dry cleaner or like the Dollar General?
Yeah.
That was there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Awesome.
There's a 7-Eleven right there. We would never have gone to it because we walked to Sunoco, but you know.
Right. Well,
Still.
although you might have, because the Sunoco got a little bad.
Barren.
Well, yeah. And I was gonna say I'm eating like year-old orange.
Slices.
No. It's the Hostess cakes and the orange.
Oh, yeah.
I love the orange Hostess cakes. Oh, anyway. So yeah. So 7-Eleven, you suck. But anyway.
Yeah, basically.
So
There are 2 7-Eleven. Like, I could literally, if you gave me enough, like, you pretty much have to move the buildings, I guess, out of the way.
okay.
But if there was no buildings between the 7-Eleven on Saratoga and Charles
Mhm.
and the 7-Eleven on Lexington
Right.
and Liberty, I could probably throw a baseball on the run
Yeah,
to there.
I think
Because it is downhill, too.
I was gonna
So I
say-
get that advantage of it being...
if the corner
Again,
of
if
the
you didn't hear me talking, like, during the video that Rob was playing, I was walking uphill and recording a video at the same time, which is why I was like...
and power walking. Power walking.
Yeah, to try and get
keep
this
it-
video to, like, less than 5 minutes.
yeah. But no.
If I was smoking while I did it, I would have held my lungs together a little bit better with the tar, but, you know,
Right.
can't
but no,
win them all.
They're literally close enough. I think you could probably throw a baseball between two.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I had to walk so far.
Less than the 771 feet from home plate to sliders.
Yeah. Hey. Oh.
Hey.
But no. So that would have given us an advantage of 2 additional stores to check into on the leaderboards of Foursquare, which is what we were.
Yeah, whichever one of us got to the new one on Charles and Saratoga first would have gotten the extra 5 points of first of your friends to check in here.
And then the the mayorship, if we were the one who was there.
Yeah. Trying to hold down 2 7-Eleven mayorships at the same time.
In the same vicinity. Oh, God. The terror. Anyway, so we were talking about we were discussing what we were going to talk about this week. And you brought up that Swarm, which is the new Foursquare, keeps asking you to download.
Yeah. So, for those of you who have Foursquare, which I assume is many, because it was a pretty popular app.
Especially when it first started, like 3 years ago. 4 years
I feel like most of my people are on Foursquare, but maybe not. Anyway, Foursquare was a thing where you could tell people where you were.
Yeah.
And originally, you would get points for your check-ins.
Right.
So it's like, this is your first time at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, plus 5. You are the first of your friends to check in at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, plus 5.
Right.
The first time in South Baltimore, plus 1.
Checking in with 2 of your friends, plus 6.
Yeah, so you would get points that you would pretty much, you don't need to learn them, but what would give you a lot of points.
Right.
And there would be a leaderboard amongst you and your friends, and you would figure out who was on top, and it was fun. It was fun shit talk.
Yes,
especially for me and Rob, who were always constantly trying to beat each other. And
now that you're talking about,
who can check in those places.
I'm going to bring it up because I remember. So my all-time 7-day record was 485 points, and your all-time 7-day record.
Oh, can you pull it up on there without me having to do it?
Yeah, I think it was 185. Here we go, leaderboard. So, oh god, so rude. I just burped in the mic. Yeah,
186.
186, and mine's 485. And right now, I'm third on the leaderboard with 89 points because apparently it still is recording points. But it's
they talk to one another. So
yeah, it's recording points in Foursquare, but I can't check in on Foursquare.
Let me fill the listener in on how what's happening now. Much like Icarus, who flew too far to the sun for his own doing,
too close,
too far from Earth, too close to the sun. Foursquare has decided that they don't want to just be that fun game that you play with your friends where you check into places.
Well, we stopped doing it, but
yeah, but I mean, they don't want to be that anymore. Mm-hmm. They want to be that and Yelp,
right? Because
Foursquare, the app that we know and love, is now just a review site basically,
and a leaderboard apparently.
Yeah, and there's some things that still have carried over, but I imagine they're all going to be kicked off soon, and it's just going to be a new Yelp,
probably
called Foursquare.
Yep.
And they have a new app called Swarm, which is where you check in.
Now, Swarm comes from when more than 50 people checked into a place.
Yeah.
On Foursquare, you became a swarm. Everybody got bonus points. The more people that checked in got more bonus points.
Yeah, and then there was, once it became like 100 or 1,000 or whatever, there was like Mega Swarm and Ultra Swarm and
badges.
Stuff like that.
And the other thing that Foursquare did was the badges.
Yeah, which was nice.
Yeah, and
because that was like a 10th layer zoetrope.
Right, but that wasn't a badge. That was something else. That was like a promotion or something like that.
No.
Was it badges?
Yeah, that was a badge.
I thought like
there were promotional ones like when Steve Jobs died.
Yeah, which I got that one too.
I got that too. Just because I wanted badges, though. I don't really give a shit that Steve Jobs died.
You're so rude.
I'm kidding. I cared a little bit. I was a little bit upset that the guy who invented Linux, whose name I can't remember, died like the same exact week.
No,
and people were like crying on the streets about Steve Jobs.
Well, those were,
and it's just like, hey, the guy who created every basic tenet of computing, he died this week too. Fuck that guy.
Steve Jobs.
He brought the Beatles to iTunes.
Yeah. So those are the expertise badges. There's 3 different.
There's only a laptop that costs $55,000.
There's Foursquare badges. There's expertise badges, and there's partner badges.
Yeah.
And the partners are the ones that are like VH1 and Steve Jobs and History Channel, and then expertise is the ones you were talking about, like the Zoetrope and everything.
And like Pizza or something like that.
Pizziaiolo.
Yeah. So if you check into a certain amount of places that sold pizza, then you get different levels on that badge.
Yeah, and it has to be, and like it was a ridiculous amount. Like the jet setters, you have to land at 10 airports, level 2, and I'm like, how often am I going to be at 10 airports? Come
No,
on.
if you fly all the time for work or something like that, you could rack it up.
Anyway, so the end result is that Corey has not downloaded Swarm.
No.
So when all of the functionality goes out of Facebook, he will no
Foursquare.
longer be, or Foursquare, sorry, he will no longer be involved in the Foursquare universe.
Nope.
Unless I check him in, which I did this weekend.
Yeah, you checked me in at some place in Brooklyn or whatever.
Oh, in Lincoln Tunnel. Lincoln Tunnel.
Well, you just said hey in the Lincoln Tunnel.
Oh, yeah, no. I
And then you physically checked me in at some place in New York somewhere.
Was it the gay bar that we went to?
Oh, did you go to a gay bar?
We did.
Oh, cool. Probably.
She knew the bartender, so we got free drinks.
Was it called like the Italian sausage or something like that? Because I'm
Bear-
pretty sure like that was the name of the place that you checked me in.
Shout out to Barracuda. It's the Barracuda.
The Barracuda.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh no, that's not Foursquare. That's Fantasy Sports.
It was really fun, though.
I might as well see what my fantasy team is up to while this is loading.
I gotta say, I don't mind going to a gay bar, especially if the drinks are free. Got my ass grabbed a couple times, which is always. Here's the thing. I understand after leaving that place. I understand from you ladies what your life must be like at a regular bar. I mean, I'm not that attractive. I'm not trying to say I am that attractive, but I did get my butt pinched a couple times, and then to be like, by the time I was leaving, I'm like, oh god, can we just go? This is ridiculous. I can't even put up with this anymore. Let's get out of here. Things are not worth it.
I went to Grand Central,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple guys came up to me, and they're just like, you know,
Hey.
hey, how's it going? I'm just like, oh, straight but flattered.
Straight but flattered. You responded to how's it going with straight but flattered.
Well, no, I mean there was more to it than that, but
There was a lot of flirtation, and when after you got out of the bathroom, then you were like, straight but flattered. Thank you. And by the way, I have never.
whoa, that doesn't mean I won't suck your dick.
I have never been so. I had to pee so bad as I did while we were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, there is no way, not gonna happen.
You checked me in at Blockheads Burritos.
Blockheads Burritos.
Corey
Yeah.
Baker at Blockheads Burritos, New York, New York,
Yes.
yesterday.
Which is good.
And then I said, what? And you said, I'm tagging you all weekend on Swarm. And I said, now people think I'm in New York.
Yes. And we talked about how I can now set you up on many things.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to a quote unquote baseball game, but I'll check you into like Scores Hustler. As if we're doing
Say, Joey.
a strip club crawl, just so that other people who might have an interest in that would be like, oh my God, where are you? You said you were going to a baseball game. I'm with Rob, you know.
We're doing podcast things. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're podcasting. I see you checked in at Shay Joey. We're podcasting from. I don't know what you're talking about. We're here.
I'm at. What do you mean I'm at Shea Joey? I'm at Oriole Park. You're an asshole.
Totally worth it. I'm gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it.
We should do it while I'm sitting next to Aaron, just for extra effect.
Who is this person? Anyway, so you and I really like the old Foursquare. And
Yeah.
that was, I don't feel like that was in college. It was after college, but
Well, we were living in Ridgely's Delight when we were really into it.
right, and
Yeah.
it was really. And then, like, you walked past Oriole Park every day to check in, so that on opening day you would be the mayor.
I was the mayor of Oriole Park on opening day once. It was
It
a
was-
big thrill of mine.
It was making sure that you checked in at the house to figure out who was going to be the mayor of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and having Erin create a new one because she wanted to be the mayor of it.
Yeah.
And she's still the mayor of that one.
What, like Corey's room?
It's
or
like
something
Corey.
that?
It's like within our house.
Corey's
There's a
room at
second
home
check-in.
base.
But no, and, like, we did get really into it, and it
Yeah.
was like we had rules, like how close do you have to be to check in, like what can you check
Wait a
in by
minute.
seeing.
It just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Just dawned on me what Foursquare's plan is.
What's up?
Okay. So bear with me for a second.
We're about to go down the rabbit hole.
No, because I'm still piecing this one together in my head.
Sure, go.
Just the blink of it came.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix announced Quickster
Right.
some years ago. Maybe it was a year ago. I don't know. Maybe more.
It's been more
But-
than that, I think.
2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I feel like it's been a while.
They announced Quickster, and everybody said that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You didn't even get the Twitter handle. Some guy who smokes a lot of pot is at Quickster
Really?
on Twitter. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
the guy had locked down at Quickster, and they Netflix didn't own it,
Yeah, and they were like,
and it was
hey,
a huge embarrassment because it was like some like pot smoking Bugs Bunny that was like the Avatar for it.
Can we buy this from you?
Yeah,
What
for
amount
$1
of money?
million, please.
Anything.
No, but it was a big joke, and everyone made fun of him, and Netflix had to apologize a couple times, and everyone thought that Reed Hastings was going to lose his job. And now we fast forward a couple years, and Netflix has never been bigger, and it's posting huge profits.
Yep.
And
all of $8.99 per month.
yeah, and it's dominating the entertainment industry
In all
in a new
facets.
spectrum that nobody had ever imagined.
Original content, bringing
And
back cult classics.
Blockbuster could have bought it for like $2.5 million.
Speaking of CEOs who are like, will never work again.
Yeah. I don't know who was the CEO at the time. Maybe it was Wayne Huizenga. Too busy running the Marlins into the ground. But
It's got to be somebody who, like, I can imagine that they're not still alive. That, like, that's the kind of mistake that you make. That
you kill yourself, samurai sword.
yeah, just
So-
you drop
the disgrace.
the industry leader, and you are not on that cutting edge of adaptation. Where
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Here's this thing." And you can buy it for nothing.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, fuck you. We got our stores and our DVDs. We're good.
Listen, people come here for our expertise. We're Blockbuster.
Our expertise. I worked at a video store. There was no expertise. There's a lot of
I
pot
did-
smoking kids.
There was actually when my brother was first trying to convince me to join Netflix. The argument I made to him was, I like Craig. It was a guy who worked the nights at Blockbuster, who I liked,
Right.
and I would talk to him about movies, and he got me.
So not so much expertise, but people who like the same movies you did, so
Yeah.
you could trust them.
So I would go in. There would be things I would want to get.
Right.
So, I'd go in and pick up Rocky or, whatever.
Was this 1966? What's going on? Wait, what?
No, just, you pick up a classic, you pick up a new one. Because if you rent 3 DVDs, you get it for the price of one or something like that.
Oh, no. It was if you get 3, you get them for the 3 days.
Yeah,
the
that's
price
right.
of
3
one day.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So you get 3. So you get a classic, you get Rocky, you get a new release, whatever it was at the time. I don't know. Geely.
Yeah. Which I own on DVD.
And then you walk up to Craig, you're just like, listen, I got Rocky, I got Geely. What's good?
Yeah.
Because you get free rentals. So you walk out here every night with
Yeah.
3.
And he said, put Geely back. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
he's like,
Not worth
don't do Geely.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. You're not going to like it.
Do you know who Richard Linklater is? I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
He's like, well, maybe you like this one. And, he would lead me in the right direction.
Right.
Netflix didn't have a Craig.
Oh,
And that's
yes.
why I didn't want to be with Netflix.
Netflix has a better Craig.
Now Netflix has a Craig.
Yes.
A virtual Craig.
Yes.
It was just like, hey, I noticed that you've been watching a shit ton of Kitchen Nightmares. Maybe you would also like to watch Sherlock. I don't know.
Well, they also have the Craig that's like, you've been watching for a while. Maybe you should take a break and go outside.
It's like the Wii. You remember the one that Wii used to be like, hey, you certainly have been playing Wii for a while. Maybe it's time for you to go outside and get some fresh air.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Wii.
you, Wii.
I'll know when it's time, all right? I know when it's time.
I was playing Wii bowling a couple of weeks ago, and I think I'd like threw my shoulder out from aggressive bowling. And I woke up in the morning with a sore shoulder. I'm just like, oh man. And like the torso too, like
Right from the turn.
yeah, like from the aggressive turn, like because you think you're a professional when you're Wii bowling.
You got to turn that
Like,
wrist.
you got to do the whole thing, yeah. And the wrist turns, and my wrist was messed up. Like my whole left side was just fucked up from Wii bowling. I was just like, I should have taken their advice. I should have.
Wii turns itself on.
I should have stopped Wii bowling a couple times and gone for a couple cigarettes.
We turns itself on like, we told you so, Dave.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah,
so-
maybe what Foursquare is doing is fucking up massively, so that they can apologize and then everyone will care about them again.
draw some attention back.
Maybe that's what MySpace should have done.
See, but that we didn't know that was a recipe when MySpace tanked.
Yeah.
And it was just the glittery backgrounds really is what did it. And the music that played automatically.
Though I do feel like Friendster tried something like that when they like got rid of Friendster
Yeah.
and replaced it with something else that nobody's ever been to.
Badoo, is that who does Badoo?
I don't know. They sent me an email however long ago.
We have a new Friendster.
No, saying like, hey, Friendster is going to be eliminating all its profiles and all its pictures. So if you want to come by and download any of your pictures, you might as well come by Friendster now. And then I went by Friendster. I only had like 4 pictures on there.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't think anyone really cared about it that much, even when it was out.
No.
And then I went there and I looked at like the 4 pictures I had, and I was just like, oh, that's cute. and then left.
Yeah, I also
but-
have those on Facebook. How about that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, the same 4 pictures are on Facebook. What do you know?
But no, so yeah,
Or on
so
MySpace.
it could be that they are trying to rejuvenate themselves.
Maybe what they're trying to do is fuck up so badly that people will care about them again.
Here's the thing. I don't think that that's it. Only because the way that the two programs are working together, like,
Terribly.
well, no, actually it works together really well. When I checked into a place,
I've heard a lot of people say that Swarm doesn't work.
well, Swarm is bad at figuring out where you are.
And pretty bad is like an actual app, right? Doesn't it
Yeah.
take forever to check in?
It does take forever to check in, and sometimes you select the place where you are, and then like it disappears, and you're not sure that you're still at the place.
True or
Yeah.
false? True or false? Foursquare/Swarm was a better experience when it was m.foursquare.com on your
No.
non-smartphone than
No.
it is on Swarm.
I've only had it on
An app.
on it as an app. Yeah, I never went to the mobile Foursquare site. So
The first iteration of the Foursquare app is better than Swarm.
yes, I would say that's true. But they work together. So like when I checked in on Swarm,
How often do you look at Yelp and wish you could check in on it? Which I do believe you can do.
I do. I think you can, and yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I mean, occasionally when I figure out what I'm going to eat. So, but no. So when I check in on Swarm, it then pops up a box that has a Foursquare recommendation.
Yeah.
You don't recommend stuff on Swarm. You recommend it on Foursquare.
Oh, so it opens up another app that's running continuously in the background or draining your battery.
Right, draining the battery down. But I can click on, I can obviously touch that, and then it takes me to Foursquare where I can make my own recommendation, or I can say thank you for your recommendation. And this thing tracked where we were going
Yeah.
and started popping up in 2 blocks. You're going to see such and such on the left-hand side. You know, not.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Another thing that Foursquare has been doing a lot recently,
Yeah.
which I fucking hate.
Push notices and stuff.
Yeah. I turned off all the push notifications on Foursquare because I was tired of, like, hearing about, like, where everybody was. Like,
Right,
while
yeah.
you were sleeping, there were 19 check-ins of all your friends on the West Coast.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so I would get, I have started getting push notifications from Foursquare again saying, like, hey, Rob's using Swarm. Maybe you want to use Swarm. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, Foursquare, I don't want to use Swarm. And furthermore, as somebody who does marketing for a business, and I designed a really nice Foursquare thing for our menu board, our special menu board, kind of want to eliminate you. Kind of want to get you out.
You can't
Yeah.
though. Don't do that. It's a really stupid decision, social networking wise.
Well, no, I'll just replace it with a better social network like Instagram.
Thing is this: is that the only time I even use Foursquare. What I realized this weekend, I knew we were going to talk about this, so I wanted to use Swarm, and I did. And I had to think about it. I mean, there went long stretches where I didn't.
There were times where you checking in literally everywhere,
Yeah. Oh, no, in my life.
like on highways and shit like that.
Oh god, no! Like, the trips to New York.
Yeah.
Back when we were really intense in
I'm
it.
on 95 now. Now I'm on New Jersey Turnpike. Now I'm on Delaware Memorial Bridge. Now I'm
forget that. Now it's like exit 13A.
Yeah.
Or passing near exit 13A. Passing near exit 13.
basically just sitting there with Foursquare, and anytime it said you were coming up to something like check in,
Just
check in,
refresh,
check in,
refresh,
check in, check in.
refresh. And because I have the Google Maps running with the location,
Yeah.
it literally will just refresh to the top of the list exactly where I am. What's nearest to me as far as the check-in goes.
Yeah.
And I could do that. But yeah, so I didn't really, I mean, I haven't been doing Foursquare at all. The only time I really do it is when I check in on Instagram, because it also, a lot of times it'll help me have a picture for that place. So like when I check into the pub and it's like a Saturday night, then when you go to the Foursquare page for the pub or whatever, the list of pictures is there and it's us having fun, and I like to think that helps
Right.
when people are looking into it. I think Yelp pulls Foursquare pictures now too. Anyway, I don't really know.
Possibly.
Or Facebook pictures, I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't really think about it, but this weekend I wanted to make a conscious effort to do it, and I forgot how it's like annoying. It's annoying to try and remember to check into places. Anytime I did an Instagram, I did though. I had a little button right there, and I just clicked.
I feel like Foursquare would be best on Google Glass.
it would be. I think it would be.
Like nod your head if you were at Camden Yards. Boop.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, I think that there is. It's being replaced by other stuff. Like Facebook now tells you.
You know what
somebody's close.
Here's what I like. I checked in. It wouldn't let me check in on Foursquare for Lucy when I went to see it at the new Cinemark, the Towson Theater we were just talking about.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll check in on Facebook.
Right.
And then I checked in on Facebook, and then later I went back and looked at that check-in. You can click on it and watch the trailer
For the movie?
for the movie.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
It's the interconnectedness stuff.
Yeah,
really.
like, because it pulls up that you went to see this movie.
Yeah.
And there's a Facebook page for the movie. And whenever somebody sees, like, if anybody cares, they can watch the trailer for Lucy right there and be like, oh my God.
Another creepy thing that happened this afternoon, or this weekend. I took Uber, because when I'm in New York, I Uber everywhere. Because black SUVs.
Yeah.
I don't care what I'm wearing when I hop out of one. You
Feel
get
like a
people's
rock star.
attention. Yeah. And especially if you're going to touristy places, any place that's mostly locals, they know it's an Uber car.
Yeah.
But touristy places are like,
Is that Donald Trump's son?
blacked out Escalade? Who's getting out of that? Oh, hey. I'm wearing like a t-shirt and jeans. I'm like,
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh, he must be somebody. He doesn't even have to dress up like he's rich.
Exactly right. Anyway, so,
It's one of those, on like Adam Carolla show, like Rich Man, Poor Man. Like dress like you're poor. Rich Man, Poor Man.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So Uber gives you the option of sharing. Now, the point of the sharing is that I could send you my ETA, so you know I'm coming to the place where we've agreed to meet, and it's not far away I am.
Yeah.
But it allowed me to open up my full menu of share, one of which is Facebook. So I was like, I wonder what that looks like. So I loaded it, share it to Facebook. And then I get messages from people who are following me because it opens up a live map where they're just following me through the city.
Seriously?
Yeah. So Bridget is following me and like sending me text messages like, "Oh my God, you're going through the garment district. Oh, I know this place."
While you're going by Original Ray's, can you pick up a pizza?
Right, basically. Yeah. And I'm just like,
fuck Original Ray's.
It's a new level of stalkerdom. Now, I did it to myself because I loaded it up and shared it. But I was just like, I didn't realize it was going to open up a live map.
I would like, Vlingo used to have, it was an app that I liked for a while. And
was that like the Siri? That was the Siri app,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it used to have a thing like you would tell it where you were, like take me to Aaron's house, and it would know where Aaron's house is.
Right. Yeah.
And then it would also have a set message, like it'll automatically text Aaron when you're 5 minutes away.
Right.
Which was nice.
Well, and now we have
It's
Yo
like,
to do that though, so we don't need it. We can just
fuck Yo.
The
fuck
billion-dollar platform.
Fuck Yo.
Economics.
We're gonna on the show notes will be the article that you sent me about how Yo is a possible $1 billion idea.
Yeah.
And if you want to imagine what it was like to be in my head while that thing was playing, all you have to do is fuck this person. They don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Over and over and over again.
On Umanu, which, by the way, because we listen to articles, we don't read them. Listen to them on
right.
Umanu.
I love them.
And by the way, I loved listening to the article that was about Umanu and how it's changing the way people are getting their news. And I'm like, this is weird, but I can see.
I wonder how this one made it through the editorial board.
Well, because it's from the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal was talking about Umanu, and they're just like,
So yeah, I'll put a link to Umanu on your app store of choice as well.
And the story that why Yo is $1 billion platform idea.
Yo is not $1 billion idea.
Anyway, so I think Foursquare has been replaced by other things. It serves a purpose as an ancillary geolocator app to Instagram. If Instagram started allowing you to check in to places, or if Instagram connected to Facebook check-ins, the need for Foursquare would be gone.
You know what might happen is on Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
The filters have a location one.
Yeah.
For like cool places, like Disney World. Like
right.
if you just like swipe over, it'll put like a Disney logo on your thing.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Foursquare is going to come up with something like that, where like one of the filters is location.
Right. Yeah.
And then it'll upload on on Facebook with your location and the thing. Because Instagram is owned by Facebook, right?
It is now. I think. I mean, it didn't start out that way, but I think it is now. Just like
because Twitter is Vine.
Twitter is Vine, yes, and Instagram was bought by Facebook, I think.
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and Facebook buys everything, which is why I'm going to be a millionaire, because I'm coming up with $1 billion idea. I'm going to sell it to Facebook for like $1 million and just cash out and get out.
Is it called Hey Yo?
No, it's called...
Or everything is in the voice of Omar from The Wire. Hey Yo! Hey Yo! Hey Yo!
Now, it is the same idea that I had a couple years ago, and then we're finally doing it. We're building the website now, and I got an app guy who's going to make a mobile app. And then this weekend I got confirmation because, not to give too much away about it, I think I've talked about it before, though, I saw a couple shouting between cars in traffic. Like, You can find me on Instagram. It's New Joysy Boy.
It sounds like
NEWJOISY.
I think we know how popular this podcast is by how many people follow New Joysy Boy.
New Joysy Boy. But no, so like they're shouting between the car, and I'm like, you know what? If you were using my website, no need, no need for the shouting.
Or if you just have Tinder,
or if you
driving up the Jersey Turnpike, like nope, nope.
I was getting bored in traffic, and I did open up Tinder.
Yeah,
and I like made it less than a mile, like a mile or less from me, and then I did get the awkward like bloop, bloop, bloop. You have a match. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
And you just look over to your left and you're like, holy shit.
No, so like, then as the traffic starts to let loose, like, redhead with the baseball hat on, and that's who it was. And I'm like, looking through her pictures. And I did pass. Not directly in the lane next to me, but the one on the far side. Because I was like, I think I got to get out of this lane and get over there. And I'm like, oh shit, I know her. I know her. And then she's looking at her phone, and I'm like, all right, roll that window up. Let's get the hell out of here. I don't actually want to meet somebody from the Jersey Turnpike. I feel like, what are you going to tell your kids? First of all, we met on Tinder, and nobody.
Well, first of all, is there going to be kids that are involved with this?
I mean, it could be accidentally or otherwise. You don't have to plan it. I don't know if you know how that works, but.
You don't have to plan it?
You don't have to plan it.
You don't have to fill out the 5-page form?
You should have to. When I'm running things, you will, but not right now. No.
You don't have to fill it out in triplicate?
No. Well, wait. When you're getting licensed under the Rob Cheek administration.
Whether or not you're childbearing or not?
God, I always ask, as a matter of course, but...
I actually, interestingly enough, I know we gotta close up here soon. Yeah. But I listened to an article on Umano that was almost as infuriating as your Yo thing.
Yeah, what was it?
Where it's like, stop using idiocracy as like the blueprint of the future.
Yeah, but...
Because basically all you're saying is that poor people fuck and rich people don't.
Yeah, but...
Or it's like saying like dumb or poor people are stupid and rich people are smart.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But I will say this, that there's just a lot of dumb poor people.
Yeah.
No fault against them.
No rich people. Not all rich people are smart, but there's a lot of smart rich people.
Yeah, not all poor people are dumb, but there's a lot of dumb poor people.
Yeah, and poor people tend to have big families, and rich people tend to not have big families. I mean,
but the whole argument was like, stop calling poor people dumb, and I just wanted to be like, oh, stop just assuming that all poor people are Rhodes scholars.
They call it a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it fits the majority of the population. Not everybody.
Not every stereotype either, but this one in particular.
Yeah, kind of.
The people if you have seen Idiocracy and you've watched the first 5 minutes of it.
And you should, by the way.
That's pretty much all you need to know. And you go like, no, I know a whole ton of people like that.
Yes. Yeah.
I know a whole ton of people like the rich non-kid having couple.
Right.
And like the poor total kid having couple.
Many kid, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a comedy, so go fuck yourself.
Wait. This is Masturbation Channel, and he's like, he's got the jerk-off lotion in one hand and the food in the other, and he like accidentally eats some of it, and I'm just like, I know people who would have done that, yeah.
Or watching Ow My Balls.
Oh my God, which is it? It's not, that's not what they call it, but there is that show. There is already a show where it's just nut shots over and over.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even think it's a TV show. I want to say it's probably a YouTube channel now that I think about it. But I watch everything on the TV.
Pretty sure Duck Dynasty is going to become that.
Oh, I mean, it already is. Really.
That's when the ratings come back.
Beards, nut shots. Beards, nut shots. Hunting.
You ever notice how all of a sudden the ratings dropped off as soon as he was like suspended? Well, and then 19 million people were just like, "Don't take my Duck Dynasty."
I watch it.
I watch it every week. And then all of a sudden the ratings come back, like it comes back on the air, and it's just like 50 people have watched Duck Dynasty this week.
I hate it. I hate Duck Dynasty. I hate everything about it.
Do you?
It's all bullshit. And here's the thing.
Oh, they didn't have those beards. You ever seen a picture of them without the beards?
Their duck call. They made duck calls. That's great. They are businessmen. That is it. They don't embrace the Southern culture. They don't wear beards and bullshit. You're selling yourself. And I mean, I'll give you props for that. But when you get called out on it, acknowledge it.
Yeah.
When Larry the Cable Guy got called out because his video from 1989 in Miami came out.
Yeah.
Where the Larry voice was him making fun of Southerners.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, this is the character that I do.
Right.
This is a job.
Nobody actually thinks that Larry the Cable Guy is that guy.
Yeah. This is a job, and I play a character. I play him on TV, and I play him on movies, and this is what I do.
Yeah. And I tour the country and make money doing this.
Make millions upon millions of
Yeah.
dollars making fun of you assholes by looking and sounding like you. Now, the Duck Dynasty guys have said that they are like, this is them. And that they had a change of... I mean, no, you didn't. You had a change of income. That's what you did. Somebody was like, we're going to make a show, but this doesn't really fit. We need you to be Southerner. And then I got these jackasses on my Facebook.
You know what?
I don't know who you are.
You know what I like so much about it is when in business, do you know what they call that moment where you sit somebody down and tell them that everything is wrong and how they can correct it and make a lot of money?
Mm-mm.
It's called a come to Jesus meeting.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty much what happened with Duck Dynasty there.
Yeah. They're like,
hey, we have a successful duck call company, but it's not as successful as it could be.
You're not Southern, and
how about we just grow some beards and act really Southern?
Yeah.
And love Jesus.
And it would be great.
Come to Jesus meeting.
It'd be great if you could get your dad and all your brothers
Yeah.
and everybody who works at the shop to do grow the beards too.
Yeah.
And now I got these jackasses on my Facebook page who are living the Duck Dynasty life. And I just, every time I see them, I'm like, you realize that this is not them.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, and I always like to put up my Don Draper stuff as opposed to the beard stuff. They put up the, like, real men wear beards. And then, like, I found a Don Draper meme that was like, real men wear beards after 5 and on weekends. Yeah. Is somebody talking about, like, the clothing, the Duck Dynasty clothing? And I found one with Don in the elevator with a guy who was like, if you were in my tax bracket, you wouldn't dress like that or espouse those socialistic ideas or something like that. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, see, there you go. And I just took the top part. If you were in my tax bracket, you wouldn't dress like that. Like,
I love John Hamm.
I know, God. The new movie sucked so much. I found a free version online. And started
What new movie?
his baseball movie. Couldn't even get through it. Couldn't get through it.
It didn't look very good.
But I'll tell you this. Something I learned from the first 15 or so minutes of it. John Hamm's penis should have gotten its own paycheck because it shows up a little bit in those. The pants are a little tight and his
I like how you're looking for that.
I mean, it's like a rumor that goes around about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a little obvious. What I'll say is it's not so I guess it's really not that obvious, but if it catches your attention, you then notice it after that. That's what I'll say about that. Like it's like if I say, "Hey, don't think about elephants." What are you gonna think about?
What I want is a picture over the YouTube video of you just digging a grave.
Digging it.
Just digging and digging.
Maybe if I dig deep enough, I'll get out the other side. Yeah.
I'll end up in China with a whole new life.
Hey, listen, I'm not ashamed. I
First thing you do when you stick your head up is like, has anybody ever heard of John Hamm's penis over here?
You know what?
And then they're just like,
As a
all right, gotta keep digging.
As a Don Draper myself, I can appreciate
Yeah.
having that gift.
Yeah.
What the girls this weekend would call the Rob effect. What other girls in college called the Rob Cheek method. And what I just generally call living my life. That's how I roll.
Rob Cheek, somewhere between Don Draper and Mystery from the show where he tries to teach geeks how to date.
No, it's just
a suit and a lot of rings.
Just enough of a
A
teddy
suit,
bear.
a scarf, a teardrop tattoo,
No.
and a comb-over haircut.
Just enough of a teddy bear, just enough of a douchebag. That's me.
I think you're closer to 60-40 on the douchebag teddy bear.
More like 70-30. Just enough teddy bear.
80-20.
Just enough teddy bear for you to forgive me. When I do
just
something stupid.
Just enough Coke with that rum to make sure you.
Yeah, exactly. Get a just enough Coke.
I don't want to drink just all rum.
Just enough to make you justify you're not an alcoholic.
Just enough to justify that there is something other than clear white substance in this.
You're Coke and rum.
Let's
it's a little
just
clear.
put a little bit of color in that.
It's a little clear. Let's just put a splash of brown in there. All
Just
right.
enough Coke to make it look like it's an actual drink,
Right,
not
exactly.
rum. Rum in a cup.
Anyway, so you've been listening to the O the Anthem podcast, part of the O the Anthem digital network. Do we talk what we're talking about next week?
No,
So
not yet.
I know we need to do.
What we need to do like
6
right
weeks.
now is like figure out what our schedule is
Yeah, for
because
6 weeks.
it's gonna get pretty hectic here.
Yeah, 3 weeks to Hawaii. You're going to 2 weeks to Chicago, right?
Something like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
And we got a lot going on this week too. Game in DC, game in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just want to sleep. Anyway, so
I'm gonna look forward to sleeping tomorrow. until 9 o'clock when Aaron makes me drive her to work.
Yay! Good for you.
Yeah.
Such a good boyfriend.
I know. I'm good.
Anyway, so you can you've heard us talking about Foursquare. You can find me on Foursquare and all your other social networks at Robert N. Cheek, except for Facebook. On Facebook, you can find me at Rob Cheek Esquire. You can also check out my website. Thank you guys for continuing to go to it. It's adeaddrop.com, adeaddrop.com. And of course, you can reach me by email at Robert and Cheek or a deaddropper at gmail.com, both at gmail.com.
I love a dead drop, by the way.
Good stuff.
As for me, the Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Vimeo, YouTube, the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What was that number?
443-219-7595. Of course, you can always send me an email at corey@otheanthem.com or just check out otheanthem.com. Lots of new people, by the way, recently.
Yeah, check
on
it out.
otheanthem.com. So,
Very much enjoying it.
welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the family.
Well, and like I think we're so interconnected. Like I have a podcast page on a Dead Drop that kicks you over to the Anthem, and I feel like every time you do that, every time you add something new, you're kicking in new people to get
a new person in Jakarta finds you.
Yeah, have you noticed that there's a lot of people overseas?
Yeah,
who are checking the website. I'm like, yeah, if you speak English and you can understand it, good. So to all our fans in Jakarta or India or anywhere.
Yeah. Maybe it's all the people who are leaving comments, going like, "You have very good website. You write well. Make me want to make website. How do I make website?" I'm just like,
I want to quiz you. What country is Jakarta in?
Oh, God damn it!
Come on, Mr. Mensa. What is it? Jakarta?
Indonesia?
What the fuck?
I think it's Brian.
Where is it through the air vents or is he outside?
He's like a.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that freaked me out a little bit. Yes, Jakarta is in Indonesia.
Thanks, Brian, for the assist.
That doesn't count for you. Anyway.
I knew it started with "ind." I would have gotten there eventually.
Right, yes. Well, thank you guys for listening to the The Anthem podcast, part of the The Anthem Digital Network. You can find us here every Tuesday and all week long, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.